this one is just a waist length. Okay, and I got those needles in non-working position and in hold position. So I decrease another one. It says every row 7 times. That's the second one. Third one. Do I have 7 stitches left? Yeah, 6 times till I have 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, those 3 more. This yarn is, I like it, but it's, I don't know, weird. It likes to split. Okay, now I think that was my 6th decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I got one more, right? 2, 4, 6. I got one more to decrease. Now, one thing you have to remember, that decrease is not complete. You still have to knit that row. Okay, now I should have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and then I'm going to knit 2 rows even. 1, 2, and it should be row 36. And I am. Now it says to cut yarn leaving 13 inches. Knit 6 rows waist yarn. Place stitches in hold position. Alright, so I'm going to leave enough. I'm going to leave the 13 inches, like it says. And I'll go ahead and put it on waist yarn. Might as well follow directions once in a while. And I like to do at least, they say 6 rows, but I'm a klutz. I like doing at least 10. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I can use them for something else afterwards. Okay, now I'm going to leave them there. And I'm just going to put them in hold position. Now I'm going to start over here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put them into working position. Open up my latches. Excuse me. Decrease 1 stitch. Now see that double pointed needle? It keeps sticking up. If I let that continue, that will cause me issues. So I'm going to bring it down and kind of stick it into the shirt. Well, it's out of my way. Okay, then I'm going to bring my yarn over. Wrong yarn. Bring my yarn over. I'm going to give about a fistful. Making sure all these needles are in the hold position. Make sure all my latches are open, which one did open up on me. I decreased. And I knit a row. Now this one is going to be easy to get to 7 because my needles are numbered. Okay, decrease 1. Knit that row. Decrease 1. Knit that row. Decrease 1. Knit that row. Now this is a decrease 1. Knit that row. Decrease 1. This is a shirt for an 18-inch doll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So knit that row. And now knit 2 straight. 1, 2. Alright. Now I could put that on waist yarn, but since I have to graft the left shoulder seam, which is this one, I'm going to go ahead and just, now in order to graft it, what you have to do, a moment, is with right sides together, you have to do the, it's kind of like the Kirchner stitch. Okay, I'm taking my weights off. because I have to remove this from the machine. And I'm just hanging them where I can get at them. Okay, now I'm taking these stitches off with my transfer tool because I need to transfer them. Basically, I need to flip it over because I need right sides facing. Okay. Now these can just come off. Move the weights. You don't want anything to cause any issues. Just take this the other side off. And you can just go ahead and put these on that one, on those 7. Okay. Just transfer these 7 back to the, they don't have to be this. Okay, I put 2 on that one, so I'm just going to put 1 on this one. Make sure you're not twisting the stitches. I think I twisted those. Yeah. Alright. Don't do this at home. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out and swap it around so that I can, and I'm not going to put any stress on the stitches because I don't want to pull them out. But since it's only 7, it's not that hard to do. Okay, now I'm going to take this off of this one and put it on that one where it belongs. And these 2 are twisted, so I am going to untwist them. And that you just go in from the back and turn it around. Now these are going to go all the way against the bed. I'm going to bring out my back. And these first 7, I'm going to hook onto that one. So take your waist yarn. And kind of fold it so it's out of the way. And see these gold stitches? Those are the ones I'm putting up here. Now I want to do a kind of a seamless stitch. So I'm going to graft it onto it. And to graft it, that one is too short. That one is too far away. I'm going to take this one here, which this end has a long one to sew it together with, so it won't cause an issue. Now I need my cut. Okay, I need my needle and thread, so I'm going to thread it. Now this is kind of like the Kirchner stitch. I'm going to go in from the back, straight through both. Okay, keeping the waist yarn out of the way. And I'm going to go in through the next door neighbor at an angle to go into the first stitch. Then pull it through. And snug it up. Then I'm going to go next door. Straight across. Let's see if I can get you closer. Cut. Okay. So I go straight across. Sorry about that. Straight across. Next door at an angle into the stitch that I just left. What you're basically doing is putting 2 strands in each loop. You are basically creating a row in between these 2 rows, in between the front and the back. Snug it up a little bit. You want to try to maintain the same tension that is already on the loops. Straight back, next door neighbor at an angle and through. next door neighbor, straight through. Next door neighbor, angle through. Next door neighbor, straight through. Now I'm just going to leave that dangling for a bit, this part here. And I'm going to pull it off the machine. Step back a little bit. And see? No, you don't. See? Makes a nice little join. Okay. Now, what we need to do is the neck band. Okay? So, we're going to bring out 44 stitches to hold position. So that is 10, 20, 30, 44. Okay, so I got 44 stitches out there. And I will back up so you can see them. Hang on just a second. There we go. So what I need to do now, with the wrong sides facing me, I'm going to, that's the shoulder, so I'm going to leave that alone. I'll deal with that after I get the neck done. Okay. So this, I'm grabbing the straight back fourth loop, hanging that on the machine. And then I'm coming way over here to the 8th stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the shoulder. So I want this stitch hung here. Now I'm going to evenly hang these onto the machine. Okay. I'm going by the directions. It says, let's see, wrong side facing, we hang 20 stitches from the back neck holder. That's here, so that's 1, 2, 3. Make sure you don't grab the waist yarn. That will cause you issues when you try to take it off. And I want 20 from here. This is the back of the sweater. And it's just a little pullover for a AG doll. I'll show you what it looks like when we get it finished. Make sure you don't catch anything. Okay, I gotta go to here. So I'm gonna push those in just so that I know where the 20 is, okay? Which it should get me to the where the sleeve is. Looks that shoulder. Now if you find it bubbling up, just kind of hold it down or put some weights, some either claw weights if you've got them, or the weights from fishing lures, or I've even used knives as weights. Okay. See, now I'm at the shoulder. Kind of snug that in. Now, since we're dealing with doll clothes, I'm going to go ahead and put a knot in this because doll clothes are made to be played with. So you want them sturdy. So I'm going to go ahead and put a knot there. Okay, then the directions say 8 stitches from left front neck edge. That's right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to move those as a marker. I'm pulling all the threads to the inside. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want that one because it's real loose. So I'm just taking this nice tight one. 5. Ah, that's why it's loose. So I'm going to go ahead and take it, because I can tighten that one up. Okay, and now 8 from the front neck holder. Just we did it in a bow tie, so just take the string off and rehang these on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, just rehang these onto. Careful not to drop them. I should have enough yarn to finish this. Okay, and I can see that I'm going to. And this neck I can see right now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be wide enough for them to go over the little girl's head, the little doll's head. Okay, now see how it's starting to bubble up? So I'm going to go ahead and add some weights to this. Don't need a whole lot because it's not that heavy. Okay, and then an 8 from the right front, so 8 from here. Just pick up about the same stitches that you picked up earlier on the other side. Now, when I'm doing a neck edge, and I think it's going to be a little bit tight to do, what I will do is I will push these all back into up against the bed of the machine, and then I'll use my ruler and my other ruler, and I will just push the work behind the latches, then push it back, pull it forward, and hang my weights again. You do not have to necessarily, but I don't want any chances, and I'd rather do double dip it and just hang the weights, making sure we don't do like I did the first time. Don't want to hang any across the needles. So take your time now to look. Okay, so push these all the way against the bed, open them up, open up the needles. Doing it like this, you still do go a little slow, but it's not so bad. Okay, and now for the collar, we are going to knit 2 rows. Let me find my end of the yarn. Okay, 2 rows, which I'm not going to count the first row. It's my pattern, so I don't have to. 1. Just make sure you have no tension on the yarn. Okay, now knit 2 rows. Okay, I need a weight over there because it's awful lightweight over there. Do not hang it on the needle. It will give you issues. So that was 1 and 2. Now convert these 2 rows to rib. Just go down 2 stitches and convert to rib. This makes a nice little collar for it. And you'll do just what I did on here on the sleeves. Due to time constraints, I'm not going to do that on camera because it's the same thing that I'm doing here. You'll hang between the 2 stitches. First do the shoulder like we did earlier, and then between the rib, hang that, knit the 1 row, then knit 2 rows for the sleeves, because they're just little cap sleeves, they're nothing. And I'll be back with the finished, and use the mattress seam on the sides. Now if you don't like this needles being out so far, you can take a thinner ruler and put it here to give you some wiggle room. See, now it doesn't come out very far, but it's sticking out far enough to release the threads. Do a elastic type stretchy bind off, because if you did a tight bind off, it would be hard coming across the doll's head. Okay, so I'm going to finish this, do a stretchy bind off, and I'll be back with the finished item. Make sure you grab the right piece and you don't grab bunches of threads, because you'll end up mangling the yarn. You really don't want to mangle the yarn. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, and here is the finished little top that Josephina is wearing. Okay.